Hey everyone, it's Emma. I am a second company dancer with Northwest Arkansas Ballet Theater, and I am a BASI certified Pilates instructor. We're going to get started with our Pilates mat class in just a minute. I'm going to wait for a few more people to log on. Go ahead and get set up. Find yourself a mat, a towel, a comfortable piece of floor, somewhere that you can lay down. We are also going to use a prop today, so I am using my magic circle. You do not need a magic circle. You can, if you happen to have one lying around, definitely go grab it. You could use a ball, anything that has a little bit of give to it. So like a basketball isn't really appropriate, but if you have something that, bounces a little bit, like a kid's toy ball, that could work really well. If you don't have anything like that, then just go grab a pillow. It's as simple as that. We're going to do a little extra work for our inner thighs and hamstrings today, just by using that piece of equipment. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes, just so a couple more people can log on. Once again, we are going to use a prop today. I have my magic circle. If you don't have a magic circle, which I don't expect most of you to, you can grab a ball that has a little bit of give to it, or you can find a pillow. You could even roll up like a yoga mat or a towel and use that instead. It'll give you a different challenge depending on what you choose to use. So a ball or a magic circle is going to be the most challenge. A pillow is going to make it just a little bit easier, but it'll still challenge you more than that exercise without a prop. I'm going to wait about one more minute. Looks like we have some people logging on. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. So one more time, I know most of you have heard it already. If you have a magic circle or a ball of some kind that has a little bit of give to it, go ahead and find that. If you don't, find a pillow, a rolled up blanket. Ruby found her pillow. So glad. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with just a regular roll down. So standing, you won't need to hold your prop for this part. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart in parallel. Arms down by your sides. Nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Long inhale to prepare. Exhale, chin to chest. Start to roll one vertebrae at a time, just folding over the legs. Arms and head are heavy. Long inhale at the bottom. Sink a little deeper as you exhale. Inhale and exhale. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, belly button to spine. Roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Standing up nice and tall. Give your shoulders a couple rolls. Open up your chest. We're going to take one more roll down. This time we're going to hold it at the bottom. Rolling all the way forward, letting your hands reach towards the floor. At the bottom, we're going to keep your hands either touching the ground or touching your feet. Bend your knees, sit your hips all the way down to your heels. You're almost in a little squat here. Heels are off the ground. Kind of lean back into it. Let yourself get a little stretch through the back of the ankle. Shoulders are not curling up towards the ears. Keep them down. And we're going to rock forward. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this. Rock forward so that your knees touch the ground. Your toes are still tucked. If you can, come up and put your hands on your thighs. If that's too much on your feet, just leave your hands down. For even more of a challenge, just let your arms be down by your side so that you're not putting pressure into anything. You're kind of lifting yourself away from your heels. You should get a stretch in the bottom of your foot, maybe in the ankle. We're going to hold it for about 2 more breaths. Soften the neck and shoulders. And we're going to come all the way down onto your hands and knees. Untuck your toes. Find that quadruped position. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees are about fist distance apart. Feet are also about fist distance apart. Finding that nice flat back. Abdominals are engaged. Shoulders out of the ears. Nice long neck. I want you to think about dividing your spine in half. So your upper spine and your lower spine, and you're going to try to make them work independently of each other. They're not going to move just because the other one is moving. So keeping the upper back nice and flat. It's not going to change. The rib cage stays still. We're going to exhale, tuck your pelvis. Your lower back tries to curl into that C curve. It's going to be a subtle movement. Inhale, we release back to that neutral flat spine. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, scoop the belly out. If you had a tail, it would be tucking between your legs. Inhale, release back to neutral. Soften the neck. Exhale, tuck. Shoulders stay out of the ears. Upper back is staying still. Inhale, release. This is not going to be very big. The emphasis is on the abdominals, pulling the belly button to the spine. And release one more time like this. Exhale, tuck. And release. Shoulders are out of the ears. Keep the lower back nice and flat. Now we're going to take the upper half of the spine. Inhale, extend your spine. Lift your chest away from the ground. You're finding a very small arch in just the upper back. So I'm not dumping into my lower back, keeping the lower back supported. Think right where your bra strap is. That's where you're trying to move from. Back of the neck is nice and long. Don't throw your head away. You should still be able to talk normally in this position. We come back to neutral. Inhale, upper back extends. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, neutral. So when we were tucking the pelvis, the emphasis was on the abs. Now the emphasis is on the upper back. But your abs should still stay engaged so your lower back doesn't arch. Inhale, extend. And back to neutral. Inhale, extend. And neutral one more time. Extend. And neutral, take a nice deep breath in. We're going to exhale, tuck your pelvis first. Scoop the belly out around your spine. Start to roll that curl into the middle back, into the upper back. Drop your chin to your chest, push away. Now you're in that full cat stretch. I don't have a whole lot of flexion in my spine, so my spine doesn't look very rounded. Round yours however much you can. Really work for that C curve. Keep the upper back rounded for as long as possible. Start to stick your tailbone out. Keep your abs engaged. Roll through your lower back, middle back, upper back. Your head is the last thing to move. Pause here. Again, we're not dumping into the lower back. It's an active position. You're pushing into your hands, lifting your belly. Even as you find that extension of the spine, don't throw your head away at the top. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, scoop the belly up, roll through. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Drop your chin to your chest, push away from the floor. Keep the upper back rounded, start to stick the tailbone up. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Extend one more time. Exhale, tailbone tuck, scoop the belly up, roll through, lower back, middle back, upper back. Head is the last thing to change. And then we go tailbone, lower back, middle back, upper back. Find that extension. Sit back on your heels, roll out your wrists for a moment, take a breath. And now we're going to start to use that magic circle. So coming back up, whatever prop you have, your pillow, your blanket, your ball, you're going to take it and you're going to place it between your right heel and the base of your seat. So if that means that your knee needs to be bent to hold that prop there, bend your knees, square your hips. We're going to keep that right knee down against the ground. You're going to exhale, squeeze your right heel towards your glute and release. We squeeze and release. You're trying to just bend and extend the knee. You can pat the knee if you need to. As you're doing this, don't rock back and forth. It is just that knee bending and releasing. You should feel most of the work in the back of the right thigh. Your abdominals are engaged. If your wrists start to bother you, continue squeezing that prop between your right heel and glute. If your wrists start to bother you, you can always come up onto fists. You can also take your mat, fold it over, place the heel of your hand on the mat and take your fingers off. And then if they're still really bothering you, find like a low coffee table, a chair, an ottoman, and put your elbows on it instead of having your hands down against the ground. Last two little squeezes. Belly button is pulling in. Last one, squeeze and hold. Now little itty bitty squeezes at the furthest part of the movement. Little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Take a nice deep breath in. My hamstring's starting to cramp up. I don't know about yours. Exhale, squeeze that circle and pause. Square your hips, square your shoulders. Now you're going to pick your right leg up like you're going to stomp on the ceiling. Lower it down. As you lift, don't sway the hips. Keep them centered. We lift and lower. Lift and lower. So we're still working that hamstring because you're holding that prop between your heel and your glute, but now you're also working that glute by lifting the leg up. Last 3, shoulders are down. Here's 2. Lift and hold. Little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your knee down. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to switch that prop over to the other side. Left heel and left glute. Square your hips, square your shoulders. Don't lock the elbows. Make sure they have a slight bend. Exhale, we're going to bend that left knee. Pull your heel towards your glute and release. Squeeze and release. Your abdominals are staying pulled in. Your shoulders are pulled out of the ears. Make those modifications for your wrists as needed. Exhale, squeeze and release. Abdominals stay engaged. Don't rock back and forth. Keep yourself right up over your wrists and knees. This is 3 and 2. The tighter you squeeze, the more you're going to feel it. Last one, squeeze and hold. Little itty bitty squeezes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, we're going to squeeze that circle again. Keep it squeezed. Keep your belly button right over the very center of your mat. Don't sway off to one side. Pick that left leg up and lower. We lift and lower. Square shoulders. Lift and lower. Here's 4, 3, hamstring and glute. Keep those abs engaged. 2, pick it up and hold. Little pulses up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Don't lose that prop. 2, 1. Set your knee down. Release your prop off to the side. Take a child's pose. Knees go nice and wide. Hips meet your heels. Nice deep breaths. Coming back up to your hands and knees. Finding that same quadruped position. A little bit more abdominal stability work here. Don't lock your elbows, shoulders out of the ears. We're going to take that right leg straight out. Square your hips. Your toes should point straight down towards the floor. Pick that right leg up into the air and find your balance. For an extra challenge, reach that left arm out in front of you. Scoop the belly up and in and just hold. 3, shoulders out of the ears. Make sure your shoulders are square. You're not tilting the rib cage. Set your left hand and your right knee down. Set up for the other side. Left leg goes out. Flex your foot. Square your hips. Hover the left leg up. Option to reach that right arm forward. Don't lock the left elbow. Keep that belly button pulling up and in. And set it all the way down. Right leg goes back. Option for the left arm to go forward. We're going to exhale. Pull the knee and elbow into the chest and reach back out. Exhale, pull. Finding that same curl of the spine that we found at the beginning of our class today. Pull and reach. 2 more. Pull, scoop the belly out. Reach. Last one. Pull and reach. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Set it back down. Other side. Left leg goes out. Option for the right arm to come forward. Exhale, hug it in. And reach it out. Pull and reach. This is 3. Use those abs. Shoulders out of the ears. 2. Last 1. Reach it out. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it all the way down. Nice deep breath. Square your hips. 1 more set like that. Take your right leg out. Hover it up. Option for the left arm to go forward. You can always do this with your hand down against the mat if you wish. We're going to open the left arm and right leg out to the side. Bring it back in. Right leg goes to the left arm goes to the left. Bring it in. Open. I don't think I said that right. Hopefully you guys are watching and you figured it out. Open and close. 1 more time. Open, close. We're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it all the way down. Here we go, other side. Left leg goes out. Option for the right arm, go forward. Let's see. Left leg goes to the left. The right arm goes to the right. Open and close. As you open, try to keep your belly button right over the center of your mat. Don't sway your hips to the side. Open, close. Last 2. Don't lock the left arm. Last 1. Bring it back to center. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Open your knees. Take that child's pose. Roll out your wrists. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Coming back up onto your knees, we're going to do a little bit of thigh stretching. So you're going to come all the way up to a tall kneeling position. Your knees are about fist distance apart. Your feet can be fist distance or all the way together. We're going to grab onto that prop. Depending on how heavy it is and how thick it is, how hard it is to push against, you might feel this a lot in your arms or you might not feel it at all. Holding that prop, elbows are turned out, belly button up and in. Use your glutes to press your hips forward. You're trying to get the entire front side of your body up against that imaginary wall. Shoulders are down. We're going to exhale just a couple of times. Squeeze on that circle. Your hands push towards each other and release. Exhale, squeeze and release. If you have a pillow that has a lot of give, you're not going to feel this kind of work here. If you have something that's a little tougher, you will feel it a little bit more. Either is fine. Exhale, squeeze, release one more time, squeeze, release. Now we're going to extend your arms straight out in front of you. We're going to thigh stretch. Hinging from your knees, we lean back. Exhale, bring it up, bend the elbows to come in. Reach your arms out as you lean back and bring it back up. The goal here is to move from the knees so that you feel your quads. It might be mostly a stretch or it might be a lot of work for the quads. Either way, that's good. Make sure that you're not moving by arching the back or by sitting back. I'm going to go in one piece. Hinge and up. You can have a little squeeze on that prop that you're holding if you wish. Reach and up. Reach, come up and pause. Arms go straight out in front of you. We're going to exhale, squeeze that prop and release. Try not to bend the elbows as you squeeze. They can be soft. Don't lock them, but don't bend them a whole lot either. Last 3 and 2. Last 1. Release. Nice deep breath in. Now we are going to sit back towards the heels. Sitting back, shoulders over hips, and bring it up. Still mostly quads. Sit back and up. As you sit back, make sure you don't stick your butt out and keep your shoulders forward. Back and up. 2 more. Back, shoulders down. Lift and back. Lift up. Set the circle off to one side. Coming all the way down onto your stomach. Taking your hands down by your sides. Forehead is down against the mat. Shoulders are rolled nice and wide. Feet can be hip distance apart or all the way together for more of a challenge. Belly button is holding up. Pubic bone is pressing down. We're going to hover the arms off the ground. I'll let you choose today whether you want your palms to be against your thighs or palms facing up to the ceiling. Whichever feels better in your shoulders. We're going to reach through the fingers. Inhale, hover the chest up off the mat using the upper back. And we lower back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift using the upper back. Actively reach through those fingers. Try to touch your knees with your fingers every time you lift. This should just be about 3 or 4 inches of movement. Don't throw your head away. Don't use momentum. Last 3 and 2. Last 1. Lower all the way down. Turn your head to one side. Grab onto that prop just like we did a minute ago. Place one end against your heel and the other at the base of the seat. So it's the same thing we did kneeling, except now you're lying down. The smaller your prop is, the harder this is going to be because you have to keep your knee bent more. Take a moment to assess your hips. Right now I can feel that my right hip bone has lifted off the mat. I'm going to square my hips off, bring both hips down equally. Belly button is pulling up, pubic bone is pressing down. That's to protect the lower back. We're going to exhale, squeeze that prop between your heel and your glute, and release. Squeeze and release. Square shoulders. Squeeze and release. Reach out through the left toes. Don't let that leg get stagnant. Here's 4 and 3. Using that hamstring. 2. Last 1. Squeeze and hold. Little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze again. Now see if you can get your knee and thigh to hover off the ground and lower back down. Don't lose that prop. Hover the knee up and lower. Square hips. Abdominals stay engaged. Shoulders out of the ears. We lift and lower. Last 2 and 1. Lower all the way down. Switch the prop over to the other side. And here we go. Your prop is between your left heel and glute. Shoulders out of the ears, belly button up, pubic bone down. Exhale, we squeeze that prop, heel to glute, and release. Squeeze and release. Use those abs. Squeeze and release. Last 3, 2, squeeze and hold little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, heel to glute. Engage that hamstring. Push your hips equally into the mat. Hover that left knee and thigh up and lower down. Lift and lower. Don't lose that prop. Lift and lower. 3 more. And 2. Last 1. Extend your legs straight out. Release your prop. Place it off to the side. Extend both arms straight forward, about shoulder distance apart. We're going to swim. Belly button up, pubic bone down, shoulders out of the ears. Hover both legs straight up off the floor. Hover your arms on your chest. Lift your right arm and left leg just a little higher than the other side. Left arm, right leg. Switch. Go slowly up first. Switch. Switch. Long neck. Switch. Switch and start to go a little faster. And even faster. Paddle those arms, paddle those legs. Shoulders out of the ears. Try to go straight up and down with the arms and legs, not side to side. Here's 5, 4, 3 abdominals, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Push back into that child's pose. Knees go wide, hips meet your heels. Long inhales and exhales. Coming back up to hands and knees. Pad your knees, modify for your wrists, whatever you need to do. Spread your fingers out, push down into your index and thumb. Soften the elbows. Shoulders out of the ears. Think about where your belly button is over the mat. Keep it right there as you exhale. Take your right leg straight up to the side and lower down. Think dog on a fire hydrant. Lift and lower. Square hips. Don't let the hips go with the leg. Try to keep your hips level like there's a glass of water on your lower back. This is 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. Little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your knee down. Take a nice deep breath. Other side. Don't lock your elbows. Left leg lifts and lowers. Lift. Don't go for range of motion. Work to keep the hips square. Lift and lower. Here's 3 and 2. Lift and hold. Little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Take a nice deep breath. We are going to head into a plank now. If you need it to be a knee plank or even a quadruped position, you can take that option. Otherwise, we take one leg straight out behind you. Tuck those toes. Other leg goes out. Find your plank and hold. Shoulders out of the ears. Wherever you are, exhale. Hug your knee into your chest. Reach your legs straight back out. Hover it above the ground. Pull it in and reach. Knee to chest. Reach. Keep your hips low as your knee pulls in. This is 3, 2. Last 1. Reach it out. Tuck your toes right away. Other side. Pull it in and reach. In and reach. Here's 3. Shoulders down. 2, 1. Set it. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your knees back down. One more child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Coming up to a seated position. Legs go straight out in front of you. Walk your legs all the way together. Reach your arms straight forward. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, scoop the belly out. We're going to do some roll-ups, rolling down onto your back. One vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach the arms back by the ears. Exhale, curl it back up. Reach forward at the top. Don't collapse. Actively reach. Scoop the belly out and roll it down. If this is a little too much for you, you can do it with bent legs. You can even choose to grab on to the backs of the thighs as you roll if you need that modification. Roll down. Inhale. Exhale, roll up. One more time. Roll all the way down onto your back and pause there. Walk your feet in towards you, grab onto your prop, place it between your inner thighs. Shoulders are wide, nice long neck, hands down by your sides. Plant your feet. We want them to be just slightly narrower than your prop. So my circle is pretty wide. So my feet are about hip distance apart and my knees are a little bit wider than my hips with the prop between them. Make modifications as needed. We're going to exhale, just squeeze onto that prop, whatever it is, and release. Exhale, squeeze, feeling those inner thighs start to turn on, and release. We squeeze, and release. Wide shoulders, squeeze, and release. Continue like that. Start to notice where your pelvis is. Ideally, we're doing this in a neutral position. Hip bones and pubic bone are level. You're allowing that natural curve in the lower back. This is 3 and 2. Last one. Bring your knees back to about hip distance apart. Hold there. There should be a gentle squeeze on your prop. Now keep your left leg exactly where it is. Use your right leg to squeeze in as close to the left leg as you can and release. This left leg is not moving. Your right leg squeezes in and releases. Squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. 2 more. Squeeze, release. Last one. Squeeze, release. Center yourself. You're about hip distance apart. Your right leg is not going to move. The left leg squeezes in and release. Squeeze and release. Keep those abs engaged. Squeeze and release. Here's 3, 2, deepen the breath. Last one. Bring your knees back to hip distance apart. Take a nice deep breath in. We're going to start to bridge. Exhale, squeeze both knees as close together as possible. Imprint your lower back into the mat. Use those abdominals. Engage your hamstrings and glutes and roll your hips up into a bridge. Nice deep breath in at the top. Exhale, curl down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, tailbone come all the way to neutral. You're still squeezing that prop. Exhale, scoop the belly out, roll it up. Inhale, pause at the top. Exhale, curl down. Soften the neck and shoulders. Use those abs. Don't lose that squeeze on your prop. The more substantial your prop is, so if it's a really thick pillow that doesn't have a lot of give, it's going to be a little bit harder. Whereas something that's less substantial, like a pillow where you can just squeeze it and your knees immediately touch, is going to make it just a little bit easier. Soften the neck and shoulders. You could always try again with another prop after class if you find something better. Roll up, pause at the top, roll it down. On your next one, we're going to roll up and hold. You should feel some extra warmth in those inner thighs. Start to do little squeezes on your prop for 8, 7, use your abs. 6, don't let your hips drop. 5, 4, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, nice deep breath in. Keep squeezing that prop. Scoop the belly out. Roll it down. Is your big toe joint touching the ground? It should be. Inhale, come to neutral. Exhale, we're going to roll back up. Now, just like you did with your hips down against the mat, the left leg is going to stay still. Your right leg is going to squeeze and release. Don't let your hips move. Squeeze and release. Just the right leg is moving. Squeeze, release. This is 3, 2, 1. Come back to hip distance apart. Left leg squeezes and releases. Right leg doesn't move. Left leg, release. Use those abs. Squeeze, release. Here's 4, 3, big toe joint is down. 2, lift the hips. Use the abs. Last 1. Pick your hips up a little higher. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, we roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Come all the way to neutral. Release your prop for just a moment. Shake out your legs. Take a breath. 1 more set of inner thighs. We're going to add in some abs this time. Placing that prop back between your knees. Scoop the belly out. Imprint your lower back. Float your legs up to tabletop. Your knees are lined up over your hips. Your feet are lined up with your knees. Your feet are going to be the same distance apart as your knees. Don't touch your toes with your knees wide or open the feet out to the sides of them. Hands down by your sides to start, just like you've been doing. We're going to exhale, squeeze that prop, and release. We squeeze and release. Squeeze, continue like that. Lace your fingers all the way together. Place your hands at the base of your skull. Elbows and shoulders are wide. Make sure your feet and knees are coming in the same amount. Exhale, rib cage to hip bones. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders up as you squeeze the knees together. Lower the head down as you release. Exhale, curl, and release. Curl, release. Really think rib cage to hip bones as you curl up. Don't make it about chin to chest. Squeeze, release. 2 more. Squeeze, release. Last one, squeeze and pause. You're curled up. Take your hands down by your sides. If this bothers your neck, take your hands back behind your head. We're going to take that prop, shift it between the ankles. Bring your legs back to tabletop, hands back down by the sides. Exhale, reach your legs straight out and bend them back in. Extend the legs to 45 degrees and bend. Don't drop that prop. Reach and bend. Scoop the belly out. Reach and bend. Reach and hold. Start to squeeze the circle. Squeeze, release. If this bothers your lower back, come back to tabletop and do it there. Squeeze, release. Shoulders down. Squeeze, release. Here's 4, 3, 2. Squeeze and hold. Start to pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. Shoulders are down. If you need to place one or both hands behind your head or put your head down against the mat, take that option. If your legs need to be in tabletop, put them there. It's more challenging to have the legs straight. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strong pumps. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the arms. Squeeze that prop. Bend your knees if they're not already. Lower your head down. Remove that prop. Place it off to the side. Hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a little rock. Reaching your legs straight out along the mat. Take your arms back by your ears. Take one more roll up to come up to seated. Sitting all the way up. We're going to come to a seated position, legs crossed if that works for you. If it doesn't, please modify. Reach your fingers straight out to the side of your mat. Take that right arm up and over. Nice deep breaths. Shoulders out of the ears. Breathe into the rib cage. Up and over to the other side. Long inhales and exhales. Up and over. Last time. Bring it all the way up. We'll finish just like we started with that roll down. Standing up on your feet. Feet come about hip distance apart in parallel. Arms are heavy by your sides. Soften your toes, soften your knees. Chin to chest, start to roll forward. One vertebrae at a time. Arms and head hang heavy. Long inhales and exhales. Take a nice deep breath in at the bottom. Exhale, belly button to spine. Slowly roll up. Arms and head are still heavy. Standing up nice and tall. Give your shoulders a couple rolls. And we are all done. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Good work today. Hopefully you can take that and use it again in the future. Maybe if you get a tougher prop than a pillow. I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend.